Hello everyone, welcome to Reignite. We are running a little bit late today. We've had the gremlins in, but not to worry, we had faith and we got there in the end. So I think, well, thank you for stopping by and thank you for bearing with us. But I think we should just jump straight in because I know you're all dying to meet our guest today. I've already met our guest today. It's going to be a good show. Are you ready? Let's meet and greet our guest today. Edweena, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey! As we said before, all good things are worth the wait, aren't they?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
How are you, my love?
Chaos here this morning. Chaos, isn't it?
Oh,
I missed
dear.
it last night. I got it wrong. I thought I was going to Morecambe for a show, but I cancelled it for a hospital appointment, but forgot to tell anyone that I'd changed the appointment so I could do it. Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oops.
Yeah.
You see, that's what happens when you've got a busy schedule like yours.
I know, but I sent a message, but it was kind of cryptic, and they just thought I was messing about, you know, as I do.
I was going to say, a lot of the things you post are quite cryptic, to be fair.
I don't know what's wrong.
If anyone has not followed Edweena Banger's Facebook page, I highly recommend it because it is always a riveting read.
Oh yes, I'm always at something else. It's a bit of a carry-on life that I try to live.
Don't start me off on that. I just went to sit on the chair and my cat was there and I went all Mrs. Slocum and I almost said all my pussy's on the chair, but we won't go there. We won't go there. Anyway. Oh, so despite all that, are you well today?
I've got your cake. I've got your mince puff. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Oh, nice. £2 for £1?
Yeah, Pound Bakery. Yes.
Very nice. Oh God, look, the cat's just appeared. Oh. She said food and my cat's just appeared behind me. You're not having a mince puff.
I've had plenty myself, haven't I?
Have you got a cup of tea or coffee to go with it?
Yeah, I've got a glass of water because I'm totally teetotal, as you know. I don't drink.
Yeah. Yes, very wise. Very wise.
Yes, well, we've done all that drink and drugs thing, didn't we, years ago? So you have to calm down.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, the thing is, you can get away with it for a few years, but it'll catch up with you sooner or later.
I know, since you hit 60, it's been down all the way.
And how was your weather? How was your weather this morning? Because you had fabulous pictures of the fog yesterday. We didn't get any this morning, did you?
I went out for it's nice and sunny today, actually. It's all cleared. Yeah, so I've been out for a walk this morning. Yeah, in Pitbull Park, Liverpool. Got to be careful there.
Oh, really?
Well, I call it that because so many people have got pit bulls running around the place. I know, it's nice. It's nice. You know, there will be eight if they've been fed.
And are you ready for the changing weather that's coming? Have you just seen what's on the forecast today?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Snow.
Snow, really? Right.
Get your thermals out. Yeah, get your thermals out. They're saying from Tuesday and Wednesday there's going to be snow.
Oh, I'll be down to Wales, you know, I love snow in the mountains. Because I often go down to Snowdonia at least once a week.
Have you ever been to the zip line there?
No, I don't fancy that.
See, I want to do that. That looks amazing.
No, because I had a brain hemorrhage years ago and I can't do anything too exciting like that because it makes me collapse. Because I went on the Big Dipper at Blackpool and they had to get an ambulance for me because I'd collapsed.
On the Big Dipper? Not even the big one.
You'll go on a park swing, that would be about it.
Oh, like the teacup ride. I like the teacup ride. Well, you stick to your hiking because you're always off hiking everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, So that bit of gentle walking, that's it. That's about all I want. Apart from rock and roll, of course, a little bit of rock and rolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to go to Wales, that's the place to go for a good old walk, isn't it? I haven't been there for years, and I keep looking at your posts thinking it's time I went back there.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah. And I could spend a lot of time in Scotland as well. Usually up there once a month. But, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's funny. We lived in Spain for years, and when we came back, I said, "You know what? There's so many places." When we came back to England, I said, "I've never been. I don't think I've ever been to Scotland. I've only just been to Dublin for the first time in 20 years. And there's all these places on my doorstep. And you get on a plane and you go somewhere and you're thinking, well, what about all the places here to go and look at?"
Well, it's a beautiful country, especially Spain. You get people from all over the world, and they travel thousands of miles, and it's only a few hundred miles for us, isn't it? You get lots of Japanese and tourists there. And lots of Italians and Americans, especially Americans, all over the place. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But you surprised me, and this shows my ignorance, when you were talking about the beaches of Liverpool. I had absolutely no idea there were beaches there.
There's some beautiful beaches. Yeah, there was Ainsdale Beach, which is like a nature reserve, and Formby Beach. And then there's over the river, you've got the Wirral, and there's 3 or 4 beaches and islands over there you can walk to at low tide. Hillborough Island is a bird sanctuary. So you can go over there, walk, get a bit of bird spotting.
What do they have? What birds do they have there?
Oh yeah, well, I went actually to a talk on it, but it just went over my head because I was scrolling on my phone. Did I? Looking at eBay.
Oh yeah, go on. What do you have your eye on eBay then?
There's some lovely sparkly dresses for Christmas, you know.
Lovely.
But these are seal sanctuary there, so you can go and watch the seals. Yeah, they're always balancing the ball. Yes, they're very good. It was worth it.
Oh, how brilliant!
But it's called, what's that called now? West Kirby. It's a beautiful little place.
All right, I'll have to add it to my list of places to visit. Anyway, we are supposed to be talking about music, aren't we?
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Hikers Association.
Sorry. I suddenly thought you are here to talk about something, and I'm just leading you off somewhere. I do apologise. Anyway, so to any of our viewers, oh hello, oh lovely. Are we going to get a tune?
You might want, get a tune out of me. Most people do.
Yeah. I hope so. So let's rewind for the people joining us, because I know a lot of people watching this will know exactly who you are, and they will know all of your history, and they will know all about Nosebleeds, and they will know all about Slaughter and the Dogs. But how about for the uninitiated, we tell people who you are and the things that you've done. So what I want to do first, because we have got big exciting news for people about Bite Back and a new lineup and Slaughter, which is one of the main things you're here for. But I want to go back to the beginning. How did you start in music? What got you interested? What were your early influences?
I came from a very, very musical family because, they always used to listen to music. My dad was into the swing era, which was Sinatra, Matt Monroe, and all them sort of people. My mother used to like Shirley Bassey and Judy Garland. So music was always in the house. My brother used to play the Rolling Stones and the Beatles, which really got me into the music. And he used to play guitar, so he showed me a few chords when I was about 11. And I went to my first concert to see Paul McCartney and Wings, which was well, they did get the belt for being late home. Yeah, missed the last bus because he did a few encores. Paul McCartney actually got me the belt. He owes me something. But it's great. We used to go and see all the lads at school were all into glam rock. So we used to go and see David Bowie, T-Rex, Elton John, Slade, all them bands. And we used to see bands like Thin Lizzy supporting acts from America, Backman Turner Overdrive, Deep Purple. We used to go and see everybody because it didn't cost us any money because we used to gate crash all the gigs. So we had a little system of waiting for the main band to come on. And then we'd hear this big cheer, then we'd kick down the fire doors, and about 15 had run in because everybody was running to the front, so the bouncers couldn't find us, So it used to cost us £4. 2p to Manchester and 2p back. Of course, the greatest rock and roll stars in the world. I know, but it was a long time ago. In the early 70s. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Wow.
So I've seen everybody. Queen, when Queen was supporting Mott the Hoople, which was amazing. That actually just seemed like new music, like the landing from another planet. We never heard anything like it in our life. Like, what's that? This place is brilliant. See what the Hoople would come on like, oh, Jesus, we better put it out. So they raised the game as well. It was a great night, that. So I was quite a big fan of Queen. I like Queen. The main band I liked was AC/DC. So I got to see them at the Market with, back in the day. So I used to travel all over, pull a Slade about when I was a kid, get myself into tons of trouble. But I just love rock and roll, and that's why I wanted to be in a band, because it all seems so much fun. Well, it isn't. Just give me a glass of water, I'm a bit parched now.
You're going all husky on us. It's your husky, sexy voice. Yeah, that's quite a list of bands that you went to see there. I don't know, do you play any instruments apart from, well, you play keyboards, clearly.
Yeah, guitar, bass, drums, spoons. I should go and get the spoons out.
Yeah, we'll have some of that. And are you trained in any of those things? Are you self-taught? Did you have lessons?
Yes. I know I was never any good academically. I just used to look out the window at school and just cause trouble. My mother used to say, why can't you be like the other two? You've always got in trouble home with you, Always getting called to school for me. Because I didn't like the system, I was one of those kids that was dragged. When I was at nursery, they used to drag me to school because I knew instinctively I was being indoctrinated into some sort of system. Although I just thought somewhere I didn't want to be, which was obvious. So quite the school life, So music was a way out of it, really. So we formed our first band at school. We were called Solid Steak. We sing on the back of an amp. That seems like a great name, like Status Quo or something. We did our first concert. I was 14, and it was a tremendous success, doing all Slade songs and Bowie, T-Rex. And then we got the bug, we entered it because we got that adulation. But, oh my God. And well, actually, we're a bit crap, but you can get away with it in them days, couldn't you? But you still can, to be honest.
Now. So was that literally it? Once you stood on stage the first time, you got that feeling from the crowd? It's like, that's it, I'm in, and that's always been.
It was surrounded by all the girls after the show. All the girls come around and, oh, you're brilliant, right? Because that never really happened before. When you just walking around the school, you don't get that adulation. Playing with a tennis ball, football in the playground, that's about the best thing we did there. So it was an eye-opener. Then luckily the bass player's dad was a secretary of the concert secretaries of the local area, so we got us loads of gigs straight away onto the social club circuit, which so more or less we were straight working with 14, 15, getting these little showcase gigs, playing in front of hundreds of people, but absolutely loved it.
Nice.
We had these big curtains on these big stages when they open up like, ladies and gentlemen, Solid State. Well, on our first gig, the guitarist had bought a wah-wah pedal, but not tried it out. And when the curtains open, the curtains just off.
Perfect.
It's always try things out, before you do, like we should have done.
Yeah. We'll gloss over that.
But we did the second massive success. It was fantastic, and we used to be quite popular on the social club circuit, as were another band from our local area called Slaughter the Dogs. Oh, I was in them.
I've heard of them.
They're big punk stars, isn't they, Blake? Corporation Pops, lovely round here. Comes from the Lake District, No chemicals.
Oh, really?
No.
Do you know, when we lived once in the Cotswolds, and there was a hill near us. You went up, and there was a natural spring there that everyone used to go up and fill up their water bottles. Never tasted water like that in my life.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have Buxton in Derbyshire, Buxton Spring. You can go up there and load up your big bottles. A big queue down the street for people doing it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Oh, it's nothing like it, is it? See, we're going to go off on a tangent now because then you're making me think about when I grow my own vegetables and I taste my own vegetables from the garden. They have that crap in the supermarket, and it's like, not the same.
Oh, yeah, that's it. When I lived in Scotland, we had a garden there. We used to grow our own potatoes, and you could just eat them on their own because they tasted so good. It was like a main meal because the supermarket ones are just bland, aren't they? You know, there's
They're
no
nothing,
taste in
are they?
tomatoes and things like that, and lettuce and
Yeah.
cucumbers. You know.
Yeah, no, it's not the same at all. Not the same at all. Anyway, right, we're going to, before I get distracted.
Without cucumbers, we should be talking about rock and roll.
Yeah, I got distracted by water. I don't know quite what happened there. So, right, so we've got you in school. You've got the bug. You're on the stage. Opened. Adulation. What happened when you left school?
Well, I left early. I didn't finish school. I just walked out one day, and I thought, this is my last year. I could just go anytime I like. So I went, and nobody came after me. They were glad to see the back of me. But my mother got me a job because there's millions of jobs then. She had a friend at the Manchester Evening News, so it was what you call a runner. I used to take little notes to the sports desk or the news desk and things like that. And because I knew the guy, he made me like the head of all the runners. And so it was really good. So you know, isn't it? So I used to load it on the desk with my feet up. I thought, this is all right, this day job, like, isn't it?
A bit of a DOS.
Into the machine room. You start in as a runner, and then you go into the machine room like a job for life, doing the print. But once you've been down there and smelt the fumes, and there's all people with one arm and their fingers missing and stuff, not for me, that. No. So I told the guys I'm going to be a rock and roll star. So don't be daft. He was right, actually.
No, little did he know.
My mother used to say, make yourself something to fall back on. I said, what, like a mattress? That's about it. Make yourself a trade. So I should have been an electrician. She actually got me an electrician apprenticeship, which I never went through. I'd never have finished it, though.
No. Well, I think we're grateful that you didn't. Let's be honest. So from that point on, was the first sort of, I wouldn't say proper band because that's disrespectful to your initial band, but was the first sort of main band that you were in, was that the Nosebleeds, although they were called Wild Ram, first of all?
Yeah, it was. I thought the first real band was, the Wild Ram, because we used to be on the early 70s pub rock circuit, where nearly every pub in the Northwest would have a pub rock gig on at least once a week. So you could go around this little circuit Thursday to Sunday and play at 4 gigs a week. You used to get like £12 a night or something like that. That's ridiculous.
Nice.
Yeah, it was £3 each. We were made up. So
Not
that was our first sort of thing, because my brother was on like £9 a week, and it was, I'm getting about £12 a week just for messing about in bands. So it seemed like a good move, Of course, it didn't last. No.
Yeah. So then, see now, as we just said, so originally you were called Wild Ram, and then obviously it became Ed Banger and the Nosebleeds. So for anyone, again, because I love the story of this, can you tell our viewers how Ed Banger and the Nosebleeds came about? Why did the name change?
Well, it was the birth of punk. My friend came one day knocking on my door. I was watching Coronation Street and said, "You've got to come and see this." It's like, I've seen it in NME, which was like the rock Bible in them days, wasn't it? So the next big thing of coming to Manchester, which was the Sex Pistols at that Free Trade Hall gig, where about 50,000 people said they were, but there was only about 12 or 15 people there, something. But they all ended up in bands. And we saw that. Actually, I thought it was shite myself. They were just shambolic. We're just making that impact, just being really, really bad, and just swearing at you and stuff. And I thought, that's rubbish, because we came from a sort of rock, sort of cabaret sort of background, Then we went away, and this punk thing just blew up. And Slaughter and the Dogs, our sort of rival band, they sort of, I suppose they used to call it jumping on a bandwagon, didn't they, sort of thing? That's what they were. Bandwagon jumpers. You're a bandwagon jumper. Yeah, so what's wrong with it? It's a nice bandwagon, isn't it?
Why not?
So they organised, because Mick and Brian were at the gig, And they had the forethought to actually get the Sex Pistols number, get Malcolm McLaren's number, and arrange the gig in Manchester again at the Lesser Free Trade Hall with Slaughter and the Dogs, the Buzzcocks. They wouldn't put us on because we were too good, obviously, and the Sex Pistols. So we got to be roadies on that gig, just to get part of it, really. And on the night, the Pistols, I couldn't believe the change in the Pistols. They'd come back. They must have been locked in a room for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. They were absolutely brilliant. It's everything about them. Steve Jones on guitar, the solid drums and bass, and Rotten's vocals. It was amazing. So anyway, I was on the side of the stage, and I just looked out and see the crowd, and the bottle landed on me head. Good timing. And the drummer and the bass player at the front, and when they were holding people back, the drummer got punched in the face. And afterwards, we're sat there and got blood coming down the head. And the drummer's got blood on his nose. And one of the other mates says, "Hey, look at you, headband with a nosebleed." We went, "Hey, that's a fucking great name." And this well, sorry, I do go to church, I'll say a confession for that later. And that was the name.
Okay. It
was a brilliant name, really. And it's still going today. We should have been playing last night if I hadn't got my hospital appointments mixed up.
But you saying that, we will put dates up in a little bit when we get on to Slaughter. But I also saw on your Facebook the other day there is a Nosebleeds gig coming up, isn't there, on the 7th of December?
That's right, in Oldham.
Taylor's Shore 5 Studio.
Sorry?
Taylor's Shore 5 Studio in Oldham, I think it was.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's in my diary.
And it's an afternoon thing, 3 till 8 with a free mince pie.
Yeah, you get the free mince pie as long as you give us a fiver first.
Sounds like a good deal.
That's going to be a great night. Run through all our albums. We've had about 4 or 5 albums now with the Nosebleeds. And I actually still think that's some of the best stuff I've written with the
oh, hello. How did that happen?
I still occasionally listen to the Nosebleed and go, "Do you know that's really good then?" But we never got anywhere, whatever, in the big scale of rock and roll. We're just a little cult band. But we still enjoy what we do, and that's all you can do in life, isn't it?
Yeah. And is it still the same lineup?
No, it's I've got Brian from Slaughter, the original Slaughter Dogs, on drums, and there's Steve Wilson on bass and me on guitar. So I'm the original Nosebleeder, Ed Banger, of course.
Of course.
We just love doing odd gigs. We don't do that much these days. No, we don't do it. Not these days. No, we're all too busy. We've all got other bands, basically. No, we don't do other stuff.
Well, exactly.
I do a lot of cabaret rock and roll. I do a glam rock show, which keeps me busy every week.
Yeah.
Actually been running around because the agent keeps sending checks. Can you do doubles, which means you do like a Saturday afternoon and a Saturday night and a Sunday afternoon? So, no, I don't do them anymore. So if the show's too full on, to be doing that. If you're just crooning, that'd be a piece of cake. But yes, still in demand at 66. That's not bad, is it?
That's not bad. 66. Get out, man. Flipping heck. So I don't know if you saw then, she said, squinting without her glasses because she's too vain to put them on. Oh, hello. Kick down the doors. Oh, look, that'll be Paul Bedford on screen there. The Nosebleeds are fab. Check them out. Hello, Paul Bedford. And I think perhaps we should pause now and thank Paul Bedford for introducing us and Kick Down the Doors.
Yes, introducing us to his heads.
Now, also, we'll get onto that in a bit. So also, I don't know if you saw before that, there were dates scrolling along the bottom of the screen there.
Don't see this far.
No, I'm squinting. I just saw something fly past and I thought, yes, Bite Back and Slaughter. We need to be talking about that. So we have Nosebleeds, and then we have this infamous gig where the Nosebleeds came about after Wild Ram. But Slaughter and the Dogs, Bite Back. Now we have Ed Garrity's Slaughter and the return of Bite Back with a new lineup and with dates. So number one question. Why now?
Why now? Well, we're going to get back with the original lineup because I got contacted. We've done some reunion shows over the last few years, which has been fantastic. And we got another record deal with the Secret Records, and they've just put out an album and DVD. So it's a live album and DVD of the show we did, the reunion show, which is available now on Secret Records. And so we're going to get together and do like a tour to promote the album. So it was all agreed, and then I got a call saying that Howard and Mick had decided they didn't want to work with me. I don't want to know. But it's turned out well, because we always arguments about the set list, because somebody will go, I don't want to do that one. I'm not doing that. I hate that song. No, I can just do everything. So it's all worked out fine.
Yeah. All right.
Although they do try and stop playing.
Oh, really? But you have a new lineup, so you've got these dates coming up, which we're scrolling across the screen as we speak, and you're revisiting.
And these guys are all like fans of the Bite Back album, which is amazing, because if you heard the originals, like some of the guys in the band didn't really like some of the songs, like some of them, but other ones who didn't. Where these guys are fans of the album itself, which is brilliant to have that sort of energy in the room of people who actually adore the actual album. Well, there are people who are going, oh, do we have to do that? It's the originals like that. They're a bit of a miserable bunch to be at it, but I shouldn't really say
it. So who's in this new lineup with you then?
Well, there's Dave on bass, and there's Phil on drums. That's another Phil. The original was Phil. And there's Paul on guitar, and then there's Edweena or Eddie on guitar and vocals, lead guitar. And it's going to be, and we've been in rehearsal. It just sounds, just like the early rehearsals we used to have with the band when we all had that sort of energy. And then over the years, it kind of dissipates, doesn't it? When we got back together, it wasn't quite the same energy, because there's all shit been happening. Knows that everyone's been through all sorts of things,
Yeah.
And you can't really recapture that. But with these guys coming in who are fans of the album, fans of the band, it gives it a fantastic energy. It's like, wow. Even I'm excited, and I don't get excited that often these days. That's a couple of friends coming around.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, yeah, it's going to be. In fact, we're going to recreate that album with all its little nuances and bits and pieces. So, and it's going to be the full album on this, which was never ever been done before. Never ever been done in entirety.
The full album the full album has never been played before.
No, because when we did the original tour Bite Back, it was that thing again. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. So we only ended up playing about 4 or 5 songs off the album, because a lot of us didn't like certain things. There was still a bit of that sort of thing going on with the band. Well, we should have been pushing it, but we did get a lot of airplay in America, which kind of just before the record company said you're getting tons of airplay on the student radio in America, with the east side of town, which was like a big Bruce Springsteen rock and roll song. Yeah, and said, well, we're going to back you to the hill, because it was Elton John's record label, DJM, and we had Bowie's manager, Ken Pitt, at the time. So quite a combination. So it was hard to fuck that up, really, but we did. We didn't, because we went back to Manchester, to Liverpool, to get a passport so we could go to America, and then someone didn't turn up to go to America, who shall remain nameless. But they knew who they are. But we all took turns in that band to sort of ruin it from day one. We were a pretty bunch of idiots, to be honest. Yeah. There you go. We were young though, weren't we? Stupid. We just, once we got the money, we just went on a big drink and drug binge, basically, when we should have been writing and looking after the business. We just got West End and partied, which was a bad idea. Me and Howard used to have a flat just off Oxford Street, so I was in Soho every night, but it was a great time, to be honest.
Yeah. Come on, look. What can you do? You're young. You're in Soho. I mean,
you got to do it, haven't you? It's just got it.
You're not going to go to bed at 9 o'clock with a cup of cocoa, are you?
No, we're not going to sit there saying, "We'll just write some rock and roll songs. Now let's go and party." We actually ended up writing the songs in the studio, We were that unprepared. So when we were putting down the bass and drums, me and Mick were like right inside of town in another room, you know, better get this drummer on next. So it's amazing it actually turned out so well. Although at the time it wasn't received that well because it was more rock music than punk. But over the years it's become quite got a bit of mystique about it, and people go,
oh yeah. Yeah, it's quite a cult. Yeah, it's become a kind of cult thing now, hasn't it?
They call it that, something like that. It sort of grows over the time, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
People, oh, it's brilliant, but at the time you didn't like it. Oh no, I did. Some of them, but it was the 80s punk was coming then, wasn't it? With it was like Discharge UK subs, and they were like a different genre of music completely.
Yeah,
like the Exploited were on shoulders and the bite back, and it was like, what the fuck is that? You know, it was like amazing. It was like it just kind of it actually kind of blew our sort of stuff off because we sounded a bit twee then because it was old rock and roll style, you know, and they were this new fangled noise, which was great. And if you ever get a chance to see the Exploited live, they're amazing.
I must actually. I've seen they've been touring lately, and I actually have never seen them live, and I would love to. My brother's always telling me to go and see them when I was younger, because that's how I got into punk. My brother was a few years older than me, so I grew up. My brother was always playing like the Clash and the Damned and everything. I'm like, well, what's this? I have mum and dad downstairs listening, Shirley Bassey and Elvis, and my brother upstairs listening to punk, and I'm like, a bit of both. I like a bit of both.
I think the singer Watties had about 4 heart attacks because he puts that so much into the show. It's a definitely to himself, but it's great to actually watch it when it's in full flow, shall we say. Although we're like that, you know, of course, in a sort of gentle, more rock and roll way, you know, if you like that sort of thing. Because everyone likes different stuff, don't they? You get your hardcore punks who wouldn't like what we did. Because sometimes we do a punk festival and you can see some people walking up, but there'll be other people coming in who like our rock and roll, sort of Johnny Thunders, New York Dolls type sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question. Sorry to rewind, but you said that the whole album had never been played before because different people in the band didn't particularly like different songs or had a problem with them. Are there any songs on that Bite Back album that you like less than others or aren't happy playing, or are you happy with absolutely everything on that album?
Well, no, because I approached it from a different point of view now. So I look at the whole thing as a piece of work, bit of artistry, you know. I think it all fits together nicely when you listen to it. So I'm happy playing all the tracks. Indeed, yeah, quite. I haven't listened to it for years, to be honest, and I come back to it with fresh ears. I go, oh, actually, that is quite good, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, blimey, you wrote this. This is good. Oh, I did. Hang on.
Yeah, we were good, weren't we? We should have gone to America, wouldn't we? Although I say that, I did an interview in Edinburgh about my career, where you miss all these big breaks, but I think that's what's kept me alive. Because you can imagine if we'd have gone to America on this bit of full support the record company on tour in America, with Keys to the Sweet Shop, would have just imploded without a doubt. We ended up on and stuff like that, you know, as a lot of bands did.
Well, yeah.
So it's probably saved my life. All these mishaps during my career have kept me alive. So
everything happens for a reason. That's what they say. So do you have, all right, so now you're revisiting this marvelous body of work that you realize is full of great things. Do you have one particular track that when you're going to go out and perform, you're thinking, this is the one I'm looking forward to doing more than any other?
Well, there's actually a song, obviously East Side of Town was the big sort of rock sort of ballad type thing, which is different from the rest of the songs. So that kind of stands out as a bit of classic sort of pop rock. But the live songs, I actually like some of the songs that Howard wrote, like Won't Let Go and What's Wrong Boy. And he actually wrote It's All Over Now, which I think are great songs. And actually Mick's wrote, it was a great mixture because Mick wrote some great songs on it, and I wrote some songs like Chasing Me, which I always look forward to playing, which is a great song. Every else you know, I wrote words for that. And then, really, but nothing stands out. They're all on a certain level, apart from East Side of Town, I would say, because it's more melodic, and I'm very melodic. Do you like a bit of melodic? Because actually, in punk, 1977, my favourite album was actually Rumours by Fleetwood Mac, but I couldn't let anyone know. So I used to listen to my car because I was in the country listening
to it. The guilty pleasure. Oh, you've got to love a bit of thunder only happens when it's raining. That's Fleetwood Mac, isn't it? That's Fleetwood Mac.
That is a perfect 10, that album, in Rumours for me. I thought, classic pop, every song is a 10, but they couldn't follow it. I was looking forward to Tusk, and it was just dire. It just wasn't at that level. It could be a good album, but when you compared it to Rumours, it was just down there.
Yeah.
I thought, oh shit, thanks to Reality Shock with that one. That and your bargain bin.
And did I, because I've been obviously knowing you were coming on, been stalking your Facebook page, did I see on there that you said new EP lyrics for Slaughter? I'm sure I saw you post that.
Well, there are some songs that I wrote back in the day that were supposed to be for the follow-up of Bite Back, but we never got to, obviously. And we actually got a record contract, I say, for this album, the live album DVD, and we've got an option there to do a new album. But at the minute, the guys don't want to work with me for some reason. I can't think what it is. Do you know? I don't know. Really.
I can't imagine why, darling.
Because I am quite good, nice performer, musician, nice sort of personable sort of thing. But I am gay and trans and stuff like that. I don't know. You make your own mind up, really. I don't know what it is. It's up to them, isn't it?
But there is potentially a new EP in the making. I mean, what? Okay, let me ask you this. I don't want to get controversial, because obviously you've got a new lineup and there's Slaughter and the Dogs. But what would it like with your new band? Can you just write together and bring something out as Slaughter? There's no problem with that, is there?
No, because there'd been a court case and I was named. I could actually use the Slaughter the Dogs name because it was named in court, that any past member who would have records out as Slaughter the Dogs could actually use the name because you worked it. So long as you put Eddie Garrity Slaughter the Dogs or Eddie Garrity Slaughter, it's actually in a court of law now. So no problems there. Although they still sort of scream and shout down at phones at some people, I did put the original gig on, and the guys got on the phone trying. Well, they did actually cancel it on me, because they scared the promoter off. Which is a bit naughty, isn't it? Although they say, "Oh, we're not bothering. Not bothering. Oh, we got rid of your gig first." They're a bit like that. They're a bit sort of off the wall, Should probably shouldn't it? What's that?
Oh, hello. Do you know what I think? I think you're itching to give us a tune, aren't you?
Mate, is it working? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Should we put you? I think we'll put you full screen so that we can fully enjoy you in glorious Technicolor while you give us a little tune, if that's all right.
Can you hear me, darlings?
We can hear you, darling.
By the way, well, is it me? One off the new EP. It's called "Oh, You're Right, Rebel." You have to touch my tits for the play. I always do that. You ain't no Che Guevara, you ain't no Castro too, but you got an insurrection burning inside of you. You're a tin pot general, a dictator regime, and you got a dirty vision, a lovely kind of scene. You're a legend in the Badlands, you're a king, yeah, for the day. You're a legend in the Badlands, but in a criminal way. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know you're a fool? Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know you're a fool? It's in a frenzy, march upon the town, singing out the slogans. She gotta tear this tyrant down. Streetcars are turning over, going up in flames. Smoke is rising in the air. There's only one man to blame. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know you're a fool? With them in a frenzy, march upon the town, singing out the slogans. She got taters and tyrant down. Streetcars are turning over, going up in flames. Smoke is rising in the air. There's only one man to blame. You're a legend in the Badlands. You're a king, yeah, for the day. You're a legend in the Badlands, but in a criminal way. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know you're a fool? Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know you're a fool? Dog's barking now. He likes it.
If I could throw flowers at you, I would. That was gorgeous. If this is how you just sound so beautiful. Oh my gosh, your voice is wonderful. Just wonderful.
I know why, because I'm just so good. They actually paid it to my show. Anyway, not that bitter about it anyway. Oh no. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that was fabulous. Now we have to come and see one of your gigs. We have to come and see you play properly live.
Oh, it's going to be fabulous. And it's on the EP, but we have got 3 rockers. I can do a rocker for you in a minute. If you want.
Yeah.
Hot raw.
Oh, you'll tempt us.
Should we do that later? Or should we,
Well, should we have a little break and then come back to that if you like? It's your show, darling. Whatever you want to do.
Have a break. I need to gargle a bit.
Yes. Have a little drinky poo and have a break, because that was glorious. And thank you for sharing that with our watchers and viewers and whoever these people are.
I've never been seen that song I've heard in the world before.
We have an exclusive.
Yeah. You're a rebel for the day. A legend in the Badlands. It's actually about someone we know.
Oh. Come to a show and you can whisper me the story.
But it's all when we do a show, it's very uplifting experience, We're just a fun. We're not like posy sort of rock. It's kind of let's just go for it and have a good time, Same as the Nosebleeds, great fun band to be in, We hardly ever really.
Well, that's the thing, The thing is, as long as you're enjoying it and you get that energy and that enthusiasm that comes across, then that comes back to you from the crowd, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And if there's anyone there. I did a pub gig.
We'll be there.
It was great. And there was 6 people in this club, doing the glam rock show on a Sunday night. She said, well, they usually come out for football, but they said they'd all watch the football and they go, And then he ended up just one person, but he was loving it. He's actually out that there at the front.
Well, there you go.
Do your thing.
So does it matter if it's 1,000 people or one person? If you brought joy into someone's life,
that's my philosophy on that. Just if you live a good life and make people happy where you go, that's all. If everyone did that, but there's so many miserable bastards in the world, especially now in America with this Trump thing. He loves just causing trouble. Then them sort of people.
Does he ever?
His whole cabinet is just full of bigots, which is crazy,
Yeah. Day by day, it's just getting worse and worse, isn't it?
So it's nice that there's people like me who can come out and do a bit of light entertainment to lighten the issue.
Exactly.
The
world needs more Edweena Banger.
There should be more people like me. Should have our own little village. We won't be the only gays in the village.
Bacardi and Cook. Listen, I tell you what we'll take a break for. Let's do random questions. Would you fancy some random questions? Because we're so technical here. It's all on bits of paper, but you know, it's fine. So we have 62. 62 questions. Yeah, don't. I've got my script taped up here with a bit of sellotape next to my light. So, you know, all written, all scribbles on a bit of paper taped onto a light. But, you know, we're old school people. That's how we roll. It works, doesn't it? Anyway, so here's the deal. We have 62 random questions. We're not expecting you to stay all day and answer all of them. Don't worry. I'm sure you have a packed afternoon. But we would like you to select, how many should we say? 4, 5? 4. I've got 4 fingers being held up behind me. Right, we're going to have 4 random questions, and you will be picking numbers from 1 to 62, and it could be anything.
All right, I've got my favourite numbers. We'll have 6. Oh, number 6. Is there a product you'd like to endorse if it meant you got it free forever? Free forever. Oh, Rampant Rabbit. It went out pretty quick, you know that.
There's no comeback on that, is there? There's nothing I can say.
Don't keep going long, honestly.
Love it. Excellent answer. And your next number?
Oh, right. Let's say. Now, my age now.
Well, unless you particularly want to elaborate on that in any way.
One of my good years was 57.
57. Oh, okay. It's a 2-parter. The first record you ever bought, and I think you've answered the second half, and the first gig you went to.
Oh yeah, the first record was Jojo Gunn, Run Run Run, which was an out and out rock and roller. I don't think everyone's really heard it, but Google it. It's a great rock and roll song from an American band, Jojo Gunn. Ooh. And of course, the first concert was Paul McCartney and Wings, which is quite a good first concert. One of the greatest songwriters in the world.
That is a pretty cool first gig to go to.
A fantastic gig. I can still remember it now because actually we had to sit down for some songs when he was doing his Sea Moon and stuff like his love songs, wasn't it? But I actually loved Linda as well on the keyboard. I thought she looked great. You know? A really good band. Yeah.
And is there not that we should live with regrets? I don't approve of living with regrets, but is there a band you wish you'd seen that you didn't see that you can't see now?
I've pretty much seen everybody I wanted to see, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we saw all the greats because we're very, very lucky to be in that era of glam rock, whether that's say with the Queens and the Rod Stewarts and the Elton Johns and Slade and David Bowie and T-Rex, Roxy Music, the Thin Lizzy, Status Quo. I just love Status Quo even. But so really, I never really missed anybody. I've seen Bruce Springsteen, who I like as well, quite a few times. I've seen AC/DC, my favourite band of all time. I've seen them loads of times. So there's not really. I know, Rammstein. Not seeing, but I could see them now.
You could still see them now.
Yeah. But nobody who's gone, you mean? The Beatles, I would say then. Yeah, the full lineup of the Beatles.
Yeah.
I
never saw Elvis and I never saw ABBA, and I regret both of those.
Oh, ABBA, yeah. I was a fan of ABBA. Like a bit of Elvis, but the Beatles would have been amazing in the later stages of the White Album. If they'd have toured, that would have been brilliant, you know. Not so much the early 60s stuff, but I enjoyed the Abbey Road album and the White Album. I think that their body of work is just like amazing to write so many top class songs like that. Because being a songwriter, I know how hard it is to come up with a decent song. You know, it's just once in a blue moon for me, but they just seem to do it on every album. It's like, I thought Landfill, I think they were in touch with something, a higher power. Maybe we're getting songs down from the aliens. Here's another hit song for you. Another one. Linked to it. Doesn't work if I keep asking for it. Well, that last song was pretty good.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Going down again.
So that song you played, who is that? Because we have all these different. See, we have Eddie Garrity, and we have Ed Banger, and we have Edweena Banger. So the song that you just played us.
Yeah, that's Slaughter. That's the new Slaughter on this new Slaughter EP to break up the rock. And we've got 3 big rock and roll songs and then a piano song to go like with the East Side of Town version, you know, because that was different from the rest of the songs. So I thought I'd have something different. And it's
we're honoured that we had the exclusive. When do we think? How long's a piece of string? When do we think this EP might materialise?
Well, hopefully December, if we can. We're in the studio next week, and it needs to be mastered, but they can turn it round. Obviously, the vinyl will take months to do. So if you bring it out on a pen drive, or you can have a CD, old school, or you can download it from the website. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully the first few weeks of December. I want it out before we do our big show at the Star and Garter on the 28th of December, which is a matinee show, because we're all getting on a bit now. I want to be in bed early, so people can get the train back, because they come from all over the outskirts of Greater Manchester, and they always moan that they can't get a train back, which is obviously quite expensive, getting taxis to the outer reaches like Wigan and Lee and Rochdale, where they come from. So we do things for the fans where other bands will charge them £350 and make them miss the trains.
Yes, that's happened to me on a few occasions.
What do you think about the ticket prices now? Because I'm a big fan of Billy Joel, and he's on at Anfield, and it was like £350. You just can't justify it. Like, to watch him on the screen, it's like, no. If it was in a small hall, maybe he was on at the Cavern Club, then that might be different. But to go and watch him in the stadium, I don't like stadium gigs particularly. I've seen Bruce Springsteen, and it doesn't really come across if you're sat at the back. It's all right if you're at the front, but you've got to wiggle your way to the front, you know. But and then we did a Bruce Springsteen show, and there was a guy with a sound meter doing health and safety, and he was on his walkie-talkie. Can you turn it back down? There's kids in the audience here. And they were turning down certain speakers. And guys go, this is a rock show. It's a rock show, you knobhead. Health and safety. But you could have it.
Goodness sake.
When you paid all this money. But I don't know if they do that now. Apparently the Taylor Swift shows were really loud, apparently. And there's loads of kids out there. So I don't know how they got away with that.
That's insane. That is insane. All right, give me another one of your favourite numbers.
Shall I drift off? I get drifted off. There it is, Amazon.
Oh, I know. Is that Amazon? Go on.
It's not clear.
Well, shall we? While Edweena's going to the door, should we maybe scroll up the dates on screen again, so that viewers can find out where they can catch Slaughter?
Yeah, why not? If that's what you want to do, yeah, I can do that. Right, wait a minute. Right, okay. Actually, Paul has just told me to do that, so you're psychically linked to Paul, and we have to do what you say.
Yes. Now we have to do what Paul says. Paul Bedford, Kick Down the Doors PR, fabulous PR company. Thank you, Paul, for setting us up this show. And let's not forget for setting up our next show, which will be on December the 6th, which will be live. And once again, thank you, Paul Bedford. And our viewers will see the dates scrolling up on the screen as we can hear Edweena taking a package from Amazon. And there we are, Edweena's back.
I'm Ashley, by the way, in case anyone wants to know, and I'm Gabby now. Bye.
Did you hear that conversation? Somebody wanted to buy the house, so it wasn't Amazon.
What?
Apparently, it's up for sale, but I forgot to change my email address and not told the estate agent, so they've not been able to get in contact with me. One of my faux pas again. So might be able to go direct.
So were they making you a good offer, or?
No, I just said give me the details because I'm a little bit busy at the minute to negotiate.
Just live on air. Well, don't worry. Look, we used the time well, and we're scrolling all the dates at the bottom of the screen so that everyone knows where they can catch Slaughter. So we haven't been sitting here idle, you know. Well, fingers crossed you get a good offer on that then, hey?
Yeah, that's just good news, isn't it? I shall pass that on. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
That's excellent news. Marvellous news. Anyway, we were about to pick a number. Sorry, what number were we going for?
My favourite 12.
12. Oh, okay. I don't know where this will go. Describe a perfect relaxing day.
Well, that would be at the men's health spa, because you get a masseur, gives you a nice massage, you can have a jacuzzi, go in the pool, go in the sauna, go in the steam room, and then, you know, do lots of other things if you want to. I often go there for it. It's a fantastic day out, and you have a restaurant there and a tea room. You can sit around having a chat with everybody, and it's just a lovely day, if you like that sort of thing, you know, which I do.
Beautiful. Yeah, I do as well. That sounds heavenly. And do you know what you just did there? You just gave me the perfect segue into the next part of the show, because you said there's a restaurant there and you can have a nice cup of tea. Now, that takes us on to a question that our viewers always like me to ask, although I don't know where we're going to go with you, because I think you're more of a cake person. But I do have to ask you the Reignite question, which is, what's your favourite biscuit? Do you prefer tea or coffee? And do you dunk?
I like my favourite biscuit. Does Jaffa cake count as a biscuit?
Jaffa cake, okay, technically, let me say, technically, because of tax reasons, because of the amount of chocolate on it, it is classed as a cake. Although most people say, well, if you put it in a tin, a biscuit goes soft and a Jaffa cake goes hard. But that was the very first biscuit that was brought up on the very first episode of this show by Toya as her favourite. So we have that one in here for sure.
Oh, I can go with Jammy Dodger.
Oh, but are you a traditionalist? Are you a traditionalist? Because these days you see Jaffa cakes come in various flavors, and now they've started changing the flavors of Jammy Dodgers and making chocolate Dodgers.
Oh no, that's dreadful. No, that's too much change.
Okay.
No, I'm a traditionalist. It has to be the old jam one. No, I like a jam donut now and again. You know.
Oh yeah. Do you like custard donuts? See, I don't like a custard donut, but I like a jam donut.
No, I don't like custard. I like it on apple crumble, but not in a custard pie. What they have, no, was it egg custard? They call them, don't they? Like
egg custard
with a little bit of powder on top of it. It tasted awful.
Nutmeg.
So, but I like drinking tea. Actually, doctor said I drink too much because I've got that hiatus thing going on. I've been in the hospital, the thing down your throat. Not that I'm not used to that sort of thing, but I think it's done some damage, you know. He wiggled it about. You always do. Always do.
Behave.
He said you've got to stop drinking tea and coffee because it's really bad for that, keeping the sort of acid reflux and stuff down like that. And that stopped me drinking. I can't drink alcohol anymore because of that reason, because I get so much heartburn. If you have like a tiniest sip of whiskey, it's like, oh,
really?
Yeah. Wine is a killer. Wine, and I used to love a glass of wine. Or anything. I sometimes I go, I'll just try a bit, then I regret it. You know, so I really can't drink anything. You know.
I was just going to say I'm the same. I'm the same. If I drink pears, I fart. But you know, I shouldn't really have brought that up. But yeah, I always regret eating a pear for that reason. I don't know why I felt the need to share that, but there we are.
It's nice to share, isn't it, dear? Yes.
Actually, do you know what? See, I knew this was going to happen. Well, I found out a fact before we came on air that blew my mind that I never knew. Completely random fact. Did you know? You're probably going to go, yeah, I know. Did you know spiders don't wee?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
They've never mentioned it when I've taught them out the house. I don't like to kill them. You just go out this way, I'll open the door for you. You shoo them out.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, always. Never kill them. No, no, no. Bad karma if you kill a spider. Yeah, I just found out today that spiders don't win.
So the neighbours say, "What's he doing?" I think I'm dancing was good.
Oh, let's just.
Oh, we just went to that house and just a tranny at the door.
Let's jump back. I'm going to jump back to my questions. Wait. Hold on. Jump back. We're going to have one more random question on here because we've done tea and biscuits. Two more. Are you all right for two more, Edweena?
Oh, I'm a little bit tired. No, I need my napping and lie down. But I'll do two for you.
It's nearly time for an afternoon nap.
17, when I was the age I had my driving license and my first single out. It's a big year.
How old?
17. So that's my test first time at 7. Well, I've been driving for a year before without a license. But that's how I was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Very confident. Right. Perhaps too confident on the pavement. Yeah.
Right. How about this one? Fudge, yes or no? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And if you do like it, what flavour do you like?
Fudge. Do you like fudge? It's a bit too sickly for me, too sweet.
Oh, all right. In that case, what other sweets do you like?
I met somebody in Blackpool on the Glasgow weekend, and she actually worked as a fudge packer in outside Glasgow. And she invited me out to her house. She said, "As much fudge as you like?" I said, "No, not really. I don't mind staying in your house, but really fudge."
Oh, my best friend.
I know a lovely couple. You've ever been to Blackpool?
I love Blackpool. I adore Blackpool because I love the pleasure beach. I love all the rides, you see, and I love the illuminations, and I love all the amusement arcades.
I'm more the nightclub person, so there's actually a club specifically for tea girls there and trans people. So obviously I go there and we go dancing and all get together. It's just fabulous.
Nice.
It's a social club for trans alternative people of all denominations. I've lost you. Sorry, I didn't hear the last bit.
If a movie was made of your life, who would you like to be the person to play you in that movie?
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh. I can see it. I can see it.
Well, that's how I've seen this, to a look in the mirror and go, perhaps not. Or Blondie. Debbie Harry would be good.
Debbie.
Or if you're going back to the old actresses, the one I had a first crush on was Lee Remick. If you remember Lee Remick out the old.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I just like it was as a youngster. Oh my God, that's just gorgeous, gorgeous lady. Just something about her, just like. And Sigourney Weaver was another one in Alien, which I thought was brilliant. Yeah, very powerful woman. I could be quite subservient there. What would you like, dear? Should I take the alien's head off for you? Around.
So all right, let me throw one more thing your way. Give us one fact about you. No, let's not say fact. Give us some hobby that you have that would surprise people.
Oh, I like golf. I go golfing in Wales. Yeah, so I love a bit of golf. Yeah. But they don't let me go around trans. There was a bit of kickback on that, so I have to kind of put my baseball cap on. I can't wear a mini skirt.
They don't let you?
No, unless I'm going crazy golf. They don't mind. But on a proper golf course, it's very kind of bigoted in a way. Very closed shop. So I don't mind doing that because I like playing the game, and it's a great relaxing game because whatever you've got in your mind, you shut off to everything because you're just concentrating on the golf. It's like a meditation in a way because you're just thinking about the shot. How can I get out of this sandpit? The next shot is on. I find it really relaxing because you forget about everything. You come off and go, I didn't think about anything else but the game. So I would recommend it in that way.
Oh, that sounds very therapeutic. And all right, one more is there a particular skill that you have that, so say, or all right, a skill or a talent, how can I word this? All right, so a guest we've had on before, Paul Gray, very keen on vegetable gardening. So now, if I have any questions about my runner beans and my tomatoes, I contact Paul. Somebody else we had on, Marty, he's very good on TV shows. And if I'm struggling for something to watch on TV, I'll go to Marty. So what is the one area of expertise you have that if I'm like, oh, I've got a question about such and such, who can I go to? What's your area of expertise?
Gay saunas. Well, I used to work in one for years, so I know everything.
Did you?
Was on. Yeah. Oh, I did. It was on reception, and it was on the bar. Then I was actually in the kitchen cooking, and then I was on the run round, which is a bit about the stuff you see there. I can't really mention what you see, but you can imagine. You know, and you get to join in sometimes. And it's 8 hours a day, so it's a very, very tiring job. You know, in fact, it nearly killed me, to be honest. But it's brilliant. Anything you want to know about gay sauna, I know what exactly goes on there.
Good, right. Well, we'll bear that in mind. But you did also mention that you cooked there. So, do you cook at home, and do you have a signature dish?
All right, it was very boring. Bolognese is what, but it was just a little bit of chili powder in. Or shepherd's pie. A nice shepherd's pie as well.
Now you're talking.
Fancy, really. No, I don't do fancy food. It's all very plain, old school food. Shepherd's pies, bolognese, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy. A dish done well is a good dish.
I do winter dishes, don't I? We don't tend to cook in the summer. We're usually out, obviously, out gallivanting somewhere. I always eat out in the summer.
As you so often are. I mean, we were lucky to even get you today, the amount of gallivanting you do. So we're gonna start. I just looked at the clock, and we've been here for an hour and a half. I'm so sorry.
I don't have a clock in my house.
Well, I know we started a little bit late, but we're long enough. So can we have another song from you before we wrap things up and let you go and enjoy your afternoon? Could I put upon you?
I got to turn around on the guitar. Oh.
Go.
Gasoline, can you feel it? Hot bomb and gasoline. Do you believe it? Going down to the place tonight. Gonna be my honey there. Gonna be alright. Steamy windows all around. Jump up and down to the crazy sound. You believe it? You believe it? You believe it? You believe it? Hot bomb and gasoline. Hot bomb and gasoline. You believe it? Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, you tempt us again, you wicked person. Wow, that was fabulous. We have been very, 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 very treated to joyous things from you today.
Lady, haven't I?
That was marvellous.
But it will be on form for the 28th. Because when I'm on stage, I usually drink 3 pints of water, so keep hydrated. You know.
Hang on, if you drink 3 pints of water, don't you have to disappear halfway through to go for a pee? Can you hold it for a whole show?
It's all coming out my wig. Not your
I've never lost. Oh, thank you so much. 2 songs. We weren't expecting that. That was lovely. And your voice sounds fantastic. If that's what you sound like when you think, oh, you're not so great, God knows what you're like on stage.
Yeah. But my favourite voice is actually Bruce Springsteen. I like that sort of rasp he has in his voice, you know. I think it's really sexy. You know? If you had a perfect man, it would probably be him, really, you know. I don't think there's much chance. Really? You never know, though, do you? Never know.
Never say never.
I'll let him know.
That's it, yeah, so it goes off, you know, because it's been.
If we ever get him on the show, we'll mention you to him.
I've actually sung Dancing in the Dark in a dress in a rock club in Mansfield. That was quite interesting.
Superb. Right. Listen, we have kept you. We always say, oh, we'll do the show in an hour or less, and we're heading towards an hour and 20 minutes. So
probably too much, dear. You know what I'm like? A bit of a blabbermouth.
Good. We could go on for another 2 hours. We'll have to have you back another time. So we are currently scrolling.
Anytime. I'm going up to Manchester. We've gone rehearsing with the band tonight in Manchester.
Lovely. No, you are always welcome back on here. You're an absolute joy. We are scrolling your dates.
On with that. I'm going to play some more piano stuff for you. You like that too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll do that. Right. It's a date. We're going to set that up. So your dates are coming up along the bottom of the screen, which I'm going to then have to go away and study and decide which one we come and do.
The big one is 28th in Manchester at the Star and Garter, the matinee show. And we've got some great bands on there. Stunt Face, Hospital Food, as I mentioned, just a few, a local Manchester band. So it's going to be a great night. That
will be the debut of your new lineup, yes?
Yeah, and that will be the Bite Back album in its entirety for the first time ever on planet Earth. I mean, it might have been done on Mars, I don't know. I know it hasn't been on Earth.
Fantastic. Well, listen, all that remains, I've just said we've got the dates there, and we've got your socials in the show notes. If people wanted to get in touch with you, if they want to have a chat with you about anything you're doing, where's the best place to contact you? Is it Edweena Banger on Facebook? Because you're always quite active on there.
Yeah, that would be the best place, because I've locked myself out of my old emails and I've made a bit of mess of my life because everything's just fell apart since then. I don't know how you do that, but I wrote the passwords down, I couldn't find them. And they won't let me back in.
I'm bloody useless with passwords.
Nobody knows who I am, really.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. The whole world knows you now. You've been here on Reignite. Everyone's seen you, and you've been glorious.
Personality-wise, because I have so many personalities, don't I? I go out as Billy. You all right? How are you doing, that kid? You're not around, don't you? We make for Withenshaw. He talks like that. He's lived in the same house for 50 years and been in the same pub for 50 years. And he says, all right, Ed, how's it going, mate? What's all this chanting going on here? What's going on, mate? It's still the same to me, though. Get the beer in, now, you woman. That's a lie. The greatest thing. The toilet's going, all right, what might expect you, something like that.
See, that's what I like. Real people.
Sat in the same seat for 50 years. I mean, he must have put about £100,000 in that pub, maybe more when you think about it. For 50 years.
Yeah, they should bloody own it by now.
But just like it here, mate. Just what now? Know what I like? That's what I do. You know what I mean? Fuck off.
Well, if you're happy doing what you're doing, why change it?
If they tell you to F off, it means they like you.
Sign of affection.
Well, it is. You can't say a sentence without actually saying the word fuck in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fuck off. I can't say that. I'm fucking mean. All right. The dog jumps over a fucking fence. No, I know. They can't do it. It's impossible for them to do it. They talk to the kids talk like that as well. Hey, Dad, where's my fucking buttons? On the fucking table in our bed. That's so ridiculous. It's like a sort of cartoon world when I go. It's amazing. I love it. Great people. Live in that moment of yourself and clear your head. And just think happy thoughts and just try and live your life in a happy way and not cause any drama if you can. Although I might have done today, I didn't mean it really. I said just live a nice life.
Listen, you've done nothing but bring joy today, so you've achieved your aim.
Perfect day. Yes, thank you, Lord.
and thank you for the good, wise words to our viewers. So
yes, thank you.
Oh, we've loved having you. Good.
Yeah.
We've absolutely had blast, and like I say, anytime you want to come back and anytime you want to sing for us, you are more than welcome. So thank you.
Sing loads for you. You know, you'd never get me off. You'd have to be like,
Fine by me.
doing a pub
Fine by
sometimes.
me. Right, we are going to say farewell to you, Edweena. We're going to pop you backstage while I say goodbye, and I will see you in just a minute. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Many people.
So there we have it, the fabulous Edweena Banger / Eddie Garrity / Ed Banger. What a fabulous guest. Got treated to 2 songs there. Hope you all enjoyed it. Even if you enjoyed it half as much as me, then you've got a beaming smile on your face. So go to the show notes to keep up to date with everything that's going on in Edweena Banger world and Eddie Garrity Slaughter world. And we will be back on the 6th of December with lives. So we will see you then. In the meantime, keep supporting live music and see you soon.